Hey everybody, it's Drake and Ged.
We are here in the neighborhood where we are going to be living in just a couple of weeks. That purple duplex behind us is the spot.
That's the tree in the front yard.
So we're really excited about this place. We're going to be living here with a couple of good friends who we know from church. We think that they're going to be good for us. They're close to our age. They're also pretty creative people. And I think that they are also kind of trying to figure out their way and their calling and recognize what Ged has to offer the world, which is kind of unique and very lovely. And they care about us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, when we were still living in the town we were living in before, out in the country more, and I was feeling really alienated. I was feeling really isolated and kind of feeling hopeless about lots of things, except for my relationship to my wife. And I sort of just that's when I have my best opportunity to do the best kind of prayer that Ged knows how to do. This is very hard for me to pray, and I just get straight to it and stop beating around the bush, and because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna pray to God to move a mountain, and I'm gonna wake up next to a shovel, and that's gonna not do me a lot of good, right? And God is not a genie in a lantern. So I just did it. I said I wanted a home, I wanted a family, and I wanted an amplification device for my voice to share the story that I think that I have to share about faith and about love and abundance in the world. From a place of sometimes extreme trauma and oddity. So I feel like it's sort of hard to tell sometimes when you're actually getting that, when you're getting what you pray for. And I think sometimes there's temptation, oh, this is the thing I pray for, right? And we kind of went through that a little bit with maybe going to a discernment house. Did you want to come in?
No, that's what I was going to say.
And that didn't work out. And along sort of, for me especially, sort of predictable lines. And the reason why I went through the full motion of it, even though I kind of felt like this was going to happen, is sort of trying to reprove to myself that I could handle it, and to really just accept the abundance and the love that God offers me all the time. And in this case, it was these friends who wanted and want to live with us, and like Drake said, see us and see what we have to offer the world, and want to share in helping each other out with those things and make a home together.
So we found our home, but we're gonna need some help making this happen. I am looking for a full-time regular job right now, and the school year is starting around in different districts. So I know I'm gonna have at least that work pretty soon, and I'm hoping actually to move out of teaching. I realized over the summer, through prayer, through talking to Ged, and through paying attention to my dreams, that teaching is not really where I belong. I've enjoyed a lot of things about it. I've enjoyed relationships with kids, and I think I've grown a lot through it. But I think that God is calling me to do something more focused on justice. I have this law degree that I've kind of avoided using for the last 6 years, and I think that it's time, whether I feel like it or not, to do something with it. So that's my kind of long-term plan. possibly taking the bar in a year or two. And in the meantime, I'm looking for something that will help set me on that path. I don't know specifically what that's going to be. I'm trying to be as open about it as I can. We need enough to be comfortable, and that I feel for the first time in my life, like, not only comfortable supporting us both, but I actually feel like for the first time in my life motivated to make money. I think it's something that I avoided for a long time, almost as though it was like getting my hands dirty. So I don't know what the thing is going to be exactly, but I feel like I have a direction, and I feel that it's clear that it needs to be enough to provide a comfortable enough life for us.
So like with the discernment house stuff, it was like the adversary, right, on the path. You think you're on your path to righteousness, but the adversary like interrupts you again and again.
Mm-hmm.
Again, turns you back, and it might come from this really weird source, it seems. And in this case, I think it's really important to see the adversary as like Caesar. Like, that's the world that we live in, and what kind of Caesar is this kind of Caesar, and feeling that for both of us, they were feeling turned back from a path that has to do with leadership in the church. And really like sitting with that and feeling what is that about, and how do I feel really bad about it? In some ways I do, because I think they're wrong, right? I think that's a mistake. I think that Drake and I are the kinds of people that they should want. I think the church wants to, like, and I'm talking about the church as a whole, as my experience of the language and the system of it thus far. The bureaucracy of it so far has been of wanting to seem like the kind of institution that wants to, I guess, cater to the needs of someone like me, but not like see me as having very much to offer, besides I think sometimes a fetish object of pity, which I do not appreciate. It is difficult for me sometimes to take. But it's this weird conundrum, because some of the best people I've met have been from church, and they have like given us great charity and shared their abundance, and it's beautiful and lovely. So I've been trying to take the lesson, figure out what is that lesson exactly, and I think that the lesson is that we're getting this house with these people that we've been already growing close with for a while, who share our values, and like especially specifically about like art and God. So they're Christian and they're artistic. So that's like actually a really big deal for us. And to take that abundance, you know, like that is the abundance being offered me, a place where I can have the space to write and feel a shared intimacy, not a false intimacy that I've had to deal with a lot, where it's one way, as it's not your space, and like people have been so generous this summer, taking us into their homes and with their families, and letting us use their stuff, and like sleep in the beds in their extra rooms and stuff, and it's really beautiful and kind and wonderful. But it's also like felt like it's still not our place, and so I can't quite get relaxed. And that is a similar way that I felt in Vernonia. I could never get quite relaxed, because it never ever felt like my space. And I think that we can make that together.
Yeah.
With these people. But we're gonna need some help to get started. That help we got before helped us get through the summer, helped us make it through about like 5 or 6 weeks without any pay coming in at all, and a summer where it ended up being kind of hard to find extra work in addition to the teaching that you found. And switching careers is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to be asking for help. We haven't come up with an exact number yet, but we'll be posting it on the GoFundMe page. That's going to be to help cover rent and expenses until I have a steady flow of income coming in.
And worst case scenario, and it is worst case scenario, that's going to be from substitute teaching, which unlike in Vernonia, where like sometimes it was so hard to get work. It was, like, especially as a teacher.
Well, and it was hard to get to places too. We were spending a lot of money just on gas because you had to drive me out of town a lot for jobs.
Yeah.
So that won't be an issue anymore.
Yeah, there's the public transportation is not far away. So like I can even just like very quickly within like I think 5 or 10 minutes drive Drake to the train station, and she can get all over town pretty easily and relatively quickly and cheaply. She's also learning how to drive. You know, she needs help with that.
Want to be a part of that?
Just,
I could use people with the patience to just like let me drive you slowly around somewhere near where you live.
Yeah, and that'll be helpful. That'll be helpful. And Jake's looking for other kinds of work, like legal aid, like
legal assistant stuff.
Yeah.
A lot. I've been applying to a lot of stuff, kind of in like government and public service, but working more like on the operations side of things. Some things in the university system, but again, more on the operations side. If I could land somewhere where I want to stay, that would be beautiful. I'm kind of tired of hopping around. It would be great to kind of work my way up and find a way wherever I go to use my law degree. But we'll see.
As for me, I think the primary thing is that I'm to write. I prayed to God for that amplification device, and I don't know what that is going to be yet. Very skeptical of a YouTube channel being my way. Drake thinks that I should, but it's not just about my skill level of production stuff. I'm skeptical of the medium and as that being the best way for me to engage with the audience. But I do feel like I am supposed to write. I have these projects that some are old that I put on hold or I stopped because the transition stuff kind of became too much. Sorry. To hold all that together, I think, and some of them are new, and go ahead and at the end of this share a little bit for you. I'll read some at the end of this video so you can get an idea. I feel a little nervous, weird about that.
It'll be good.
Yeah, and also what the amplification device is about is that like I need an audience of more than just I think I exhaust you. Yeah, I think I exhaust her, and well, also she thinks that I have important things to say or stuff.
Yeah,
like that, or it's pretty or something. Yeah. Anyway,
it's important.
Yeah, we're really rocking it. Give us money, please. I'm sorry.
If this speaks to you at all, or if you're somebody who's just watching this because you already love us and want to help us out, we will not only appreciate it, but we will grow through your generosity.
Genuinely think that we have more to offer the world than just to be objects of pity, and I think that the way that we get to that is to actually have a place that feels secure, and I think this is on that path. I really do. So I want to do specifics. I want to do specifics.
Okay.
So I actually think that it's going to be $650 a month, all in, and we'll need $325 to move in on by the 15th of September, and another $650 by the 1st of October. As long as Drake's getting work before then, we should have the money to take care of rent starting in November. And we also need some help with basic living expenses. But to be specific again, because if you can just cover these things, then yeah, we can scrounge. It sucks. Don't misunderstand. It sucks. But we can scrounge. But we need the car to do that would be helpful. And the car is $150 a month for insurance. We've gotten a little bit of help with that. We need more. And gas money would be really super helpful. About if we were really booking it around because Drake's getting work, and for some reason we needed to use the car for that, it would be like $50 a week. But I don't think that we need to do that. I think it would be more like $25 a week. Unlike in Vernonia, right?
Yeah.
In Vernonia, it was more like 100. And between 50 and 100 a week for eating on the low end is a good place for us to start and at least be able to get some stuff. And we always need help with the dog. She needs dog food. Just like things like that are specific. If you want to like do a specific thing, feel free to do a specific thing. It's wise if you ask if we actually need it. Because sometimes we might not need it, and it should go to somebody who needs it. But maybe ask if you feel called to help in some way, but you don't have money to offer. That's okay. Ask about offering something else, or just like let us know that you're thinking about us and you care. That does help. Positive affirmation to let us know that like we're not just objects of pity. For me especially, is helpful. I think we come from poverty, and it actually is really sensitive. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. Thanks.